Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Context is King. I'm Rebecca Brayton, and with me as always is WatchMojo founder and CEO Ashkan Karsbasfrooshan to discuss, is the customer always right?
Well, what do you think? Is the client always right?
No.
Why are you laughing like that?
Because it's probably not a popular answer with the customers.
Yeah, no, look, I worked in customer service for 2 years, and I was, according to my boss, the #1 agent, at least in our region. But the client is actually usually false because the client doesn't know as much as they think that they do. They don't know process, they don't know law, they don't know regulations. They don't know much. I think the nuance is the client should be happy. So I think instead of this, again, bullshit of business where they're like, the client is always right, it's the client, you should make the client happy. And you should kind of balance informing them of like why maybe they were initially unhappy, and what you're going to do is like I always gave people options and said we're going to do this, and but the client's definitely not right. And I also extend that in the context of Context TV and entrepreneurship. So I view you, the fellow teammates, the community, YouTube viewers, YouTube the platform, even the government that taxes us, the neighbors, the restaurants that we are, everybody is my client, which is probably why I'm crazy. So even there is where I draw actually more of a connection. Meaning, I feel like when we were 10 people, and this actually goes on till you're thousands of employees, if you were to view stakeholders as ultimately your client that you want to kind of please and make happy or make win-win, I feel like that's where clients that pay you should be happy, but they're not right. I think where a lot of entrepreneurs get in trouble, and there was a great CEO, a very nice CEO at Procter & Gamble named John Pepper, who followed this guy named, I think, John Smale, who was nicknamed the Prince of Darkness. And if you read soap opera, which was all about Procter & Gamble, it's a great book, it's about Procter & Gamble's history. So John Pepper always agreed with the last person he talked to. And even though he was very nice and he was a much needed person to come in, he was ineffective in that sense, and they had to replace him. And so I feel as an entrepreneur, whereas your actual clients that pay you should always be happy, as much as you should, this is another paradox of entrepreneurship, as much as you want your employees to be content, you're not going to make everybody happy. And I wish I knew this. I always ask when I interview very successful people, I go, what do you know now that you wish you knew on day one? I wish I knew that earlier, that you're not actually going to make all your clients happy. You should try. You're not going to make all your employees happy, and you probably shouldn't try. You should aim, but it's like I wasn't happy, and I thought I deserved to be, every idea I had was genius. I should get paid more, but I was like, no, it's, you need to learn and go through that.
I don't think anybody doesn't think they need to be paid more.
No, exactly, no, but also like all my ideas are great. And you know what? I had some very bad ideas. Today I have very bad ideas. That's why you guys are here, to keep me muzzle me and put me in a chain there. So I think that's like the paradox where you have to develop that thick skin to understand that you're going to make unpopular decisions. You're going to get a lot of people coming to you with ideas. You want to also balance it to get people to speak up. And like I always tell people, I'm like, great initiative, great idea. We're not going to do it now because of these reasons. You may not have visibility into these things, but keep coming up with ideas. Like this time you got shot down. And I always tell people, I go, you know how many times I get rejected, shot down in an hour? So keep it up. So I think that's again, the balance that you need. You need to be able to get people to speak up. They're not always going to be happy. They're definitely not going to get their way. And if you could find a balance where you have an environment where people are still comfortable to give you good ideas and bad ideas, but you don't necessarily do everything and agree with everyone, and just like a cat, what is it, a chicken with no head? What's the expression?
Yeah. Running around with a chicken. Yeah,
there you go. I think then you find like the magic, kind of middle ground that you need. But no, the client is definitely not always right. They should be happy, and your employees are probably not always right, and they're never probably always going to be happy, but that's all good. And the sooner you realize that, the better.
Interesting. I'm more interested actually in how you defined client in that analogy, because I was actually surprised. Anyway, let us know what you think. Do you think the customer is always right? Let us know in the comments, and we will see you next time.